think God's next test for me should be, can he handle a ridiculous amount of money?
Do what?
Well, you're always saying keep your head down, persevere, and push through. God's just testing you. Well, I'd like him to test me with an obscene amount of money and see how I act there, you know? Because I've been tested with heartbreak and child support cord. And remember that one time that old girl I was dating stabbed me while I was asleep? The only thing I about passed that time was away. Okay? I'm just saying, maybe we could test me and see what would happen and how I would act if I had a couple $1 million at my fingertips.
I hear what you're saying, man, but I feel like the tests you're referring to, you're forgetting most of them were optional. Because I don't feel like child support court or getting stabbed because you were laying in her bed whispering some other woman's name. You know, I don't feel like those are normal tests that get handed out. I feel like those are the kind that you sign up for and get up early on a Saturday morning to go take. So I don't really know if you can throw those in there. But maybe what you're doing is asking for a blessing? You think that's more of like the category you're going for here?
Yeah, sure. You can call it whatever you want to. How do I get one?
Well, generally speaking, being a morally good person in most situations that you encounter, giving back to the community, and just, you know, trying to help your fellow man usually brings about blessings in your life. Think you can handle that?
Of course I can do all those things. But theoretically, if I couldn't, what would be the fastest way for me to make a lot of money?
I don't know. I mean, work more overtime, I guess. I'm just not really understanding why you think having a lot of money would be a test.
I think it would be the hardest test I've endured yet. I mean, could you imagine the amount of effort I would have to put out to stay humble? With a beachfront property on each coast, with heated floors in the bathroom, with a bidet and a steam shower, with a supercar in the driveway? Like, you know how hard I would have to work to stay humble in that situation? Probably one of the hardest tests I'd ever had in my life. And I think I'm ready for it.
If it's meant to be, I'm sure it'll happen. You just gotta wait, and it'll come about when it's ready. It kind of sounds like you've maybe thought about this a couple times, maybe a lot.
Every day. Every single day while my ramen noodles cool off. It is the only thing I'm thinking about.
Okay, I mean, you know, it could happen, but theoretically, let's say you are blessed with a lot of money and the goal is to stay humble and you don't, which I think is probably pretty good odds for you. Then what? Then what's the point? You failed.
Well, you know what they say. It's not failure if you continue to try. It's just practice. So I would just have to continue driving supercars, working on heated floors, and eating $200 steaks. And I would do that. I would keep trying.